What a gorgeous night for baseball here in Houston. The roof National League West. In the AL, top of the third, the Royals have a 2-1 lead in Toronto tonight. The Red Sox and Rangers 1-1, bottom of the second at Fenway Park. Coming up later on in the American League, Tampa Bay is at Chicago. The Twins host the Indians. The Angels at home to take on the Tigers again tonight. Yankees are in Oakland. New York off to a 9-3 start. The A's, though, leading the West at 9-5. And the Orioles are in Seattle tonight. Baltimore just 2-12. The Mariners in at 7-7. When we come back, we'll check the latest headlines as we go around the horn.
South Miami. This is your Marlin station, 790 The Ticket, of Lincoln Financial Group station.
Well, back here for the starting lineups. Marlins and the Astros getting this series underway, a three-gamer. This Houston ball club, they went to the World Series in 05, lost to the White Sox. Last year, dismal year, 74 and 88. Cecil Cooper let go with 13 games to go. Dave Clark, who will be coaching at third base tonight, he finished up last season. They went to new manager Brad Mills, rookie manager. They got off to a terrible start, losing their first 8, but they have won 3 of their last 4, and the Marlins played so well in Philadelphia. So a couple of clubs that had a very good weekend go at it tonight. The lineup for Freddie Gonzalez and the Marlins, brought to you by Lauderdale Infinity. Only Infinity dealer on the east side of town. It'll be Maben, Coghlan, and Ramirez at the top of the order. Cameron will lead it off and play in center. Chris Coghlan will be in left and bat number 2, and the shortstop Hanley Ramirez hits third. Then Cantu, Ugla, and Baker. Jorge Cantu at first base tonight, batting in the cleanup spot. Dan Ugla at second base, hitting number 5. John Baker will catch, and he'll bat 6th. Then Ross, Helms, and Volstad. Cody Ross will be in right. He'll bat number 7 in the order. Hitting 8th and getting a start tonight at third base, Wes Helms. Pitching and batting 9th for the Marlins, Chris Volstad. Now for Brad Mills' Houston Astros. The starting lineup brought to you by Holman Honda. When you think Honda, think Holman. Bourne, Keppinger, and Berkman make up the top of the Houston order. Michael Bourne in center leads it off. Speedy leadoff hitter. Jeff Keppinger will play at second base and bat number 2. Lance Berkman returns to the starting lineup, played a couple of rehab games, and now returns to the Astros here tonight to start against the Marlins and Chris Volstad. Berkman will hit third and play at first base. Then Lee, Pence, and Feliz. Carlos Lee will be in left field batting cleanup. Hunter Pence in right field hits number 5. And Pedro Feliz, their third baseman, will bat 6th. Then it's Tolles, Manzella, and Myers. J.R. Tolles will be doing the catching. He'll hit 7th. Tommy Manzella, the shortstop, hits 8th. Brett Myers, the pitcher, bats 9th. There you have the Houston Astros lineup for tonight's game. Tomorrow night it'll be Josh Johnson against Bud Norris. And then Anibal Sanchez goes against Felipe on to Denver. Very sad news out of Denver today. Well, the Marlins and the Astros set to go, Glenn.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. The Marlins tonight will look to do something they've yet to do here in 2010, and that's win a series opener. This is their 5th series. They're 0-4 in series openers, despite the fact they've won 3 series and split a 4th so far this season. So they try to take game 1 of a series for the first time tonight against these Astros. The Marlins come in having won 4 of their last 5 ball games. The Astros have won 2 straight, 3 out of 4. A season ago, the Marlins won 4 out of 7 from Houston, but they lost 2 out of 3 here at Minute Maid Park, August 18, 19, and 20th. The Marlins beginning play 8-5, a half game behind the first place Phillies in the National League East. As for the Astros, they're 3-9 in last place in the Central, 5.5 behind the division leading Cardinals. Our umpires tonight, Dana DeMuth's got the balls and strikes. Kerwin Danley's at first base, C.B. Buckner at second. Doug Eddings is down the line at third. On a terrific night for baseball here in Houston. We're ready to play ball.
And hi again, everybody. Glad to have you aboard for tonight's game. And I can't remember, and I know we had some recently, but I can't remember the last one we played with the roof open. It's been a couple of years, I think, for the Marlins. But beautiful blue sky overhead. And here in downtown Houston, Texas, we're set to go. Cameron Maben steps in. Brett Myers rocks back. And the big right-hander fires his first pitch of the night. A called strike, and we're underway. The crew chief, Dana DeMuth, calls the balls and strikes. Cameron Maben, 4 for 6 lifetime against Myers. Myers, a big guy at 6'4", 238, now in his 8th year. He delivers the next pitch. Missed down and in. Ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Astros are in their home whites, the pinstripe uniform. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Cameron was late on that breaking ball. Pitch fooled him a little bit there, and a slider breaks down and away from Cameron. He swung over top of it. And a ball and 2 strikes. The Marlins coming out of the third base dugout. The gray road pants, the black tops tonight. The pitch fouled off by Cameron at the plate. Over at first base, Lance Berkman. His first game of 2010. Jeff Keppinger at second, Tommy Manzella at shortstop, Pedro Feliz at third base, J.R. Tolles behind the plate. In the Houston outfield, Carlos Lee in left field, Michael Bourne in center field. The pitch fouled up, and Hunter Pence in right. And I'm sure the Astros and a few other clubs. Maben protects the plate, fouls another one off. We're 5 pitches into the ball game. Myers rocks, high kick, delivers. Maben checks his swing on an outside pitch. They want an appeal at first base. He did not go around on that slider. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cameron. Coaching at first base, Dave Collins. Over at third for the Marlins, Joe Espada. Here comes the Myers pitch. And Cameron swings and pops this foul back out of play. Second level of seats up here to our right. A small crowd here. They're concerned about the drop in attendance here in Houston. And while everybody says, well, we need to get the team going, that is true too. But there's been a steady decline in attendance over the last several seasons, and the Astros are very concerned about it. And a small crowd here Tuesday night. Here's a ground ball hit slowly toward third, and it's going to go foul, where it is picked up by Feliz. And Cameron, who ran it out, will come back to the plate. J.R. Tolles, the catcher, steps out to the plate, picks up Cameron's bat, and then balances that bat right on home plate. It's standing there for Cameron to pick up. They can do that with the cupped bats. The bats that have the cup on the end of it, part of the wood taken out. Theoretically gives the bat more of its strength and power and solidity in the sweet spot of the bat. Here comes the pitch, and Cameron swings, hits another one foul. This is a nice prolonged at bat for Cameron, really battling with Myers here to get the game underway. Chris Coghlan is on deck down to our left, and then Hanley Ramirez. Brett Myers has seen a lot of the Marlins. 32 times in his career. Remember, he spent 8 seasons pitching for the Phillies. Myers, the starter, 6-10 lifetime against the Marlins. Cameron swings, lines a ball out into left center, and a base hit. That is a terrific at-bat for Cameron Maben to get this game underway. A hit for Cameron, and the Marlins have a base runner. Wasn't that nice?
A 9-pitch battle. He made Myers work right out of the gate here tonight. The rest of the Marlins going to look at Brett Myers, and you get into the 5th, 6th, 7th inning of this game. Remember that at bat. Remember that bat. Actually, a 10-pitch at bat now. They've just added a 10th pitch up on the scoreboard. Remember that. That could cost Brett Myers an inning at some point tonight.
So now Myers is out of the stretch with Maben at first base. Berkman on the bag to hold him. So a hole open there for Chris Coghlan, who is struggling at 1 for 31. He swings, lines a ball out to left center. He's got a base hit. First ball hitting, and Coghlan comes up with a hit to follow Maben's single. Well, that's got Chris feeling a whole lot better.
We keep saying this is going to be the at-bat every time he comes up. This time we were finally right.
So Chris is aboard. Hanley Ramirez coming up. Hanley's had a very good start to this year. The defending National League batting champion hit .342 last year to win the batting championship. He started out at a .333 pace so far this year. 17 hits, 51 at-bats. The right-hand hitting shortstop is in there. And here's Myers' pitch. Hanley swings and drives a ball. That's out into left field and a base hit. Coming around third is Maben. The speedster will score before Lee can get the ball back in, and the Marlins lead 1-0 on 3 straight first-inning hits off Brett Myers. Hanley collects his 6th RBI. Coghlan at second. Hanley's aboard at first base. And Jorge Cantu will bat. He has started out the year hitting at .288. 3 homers, 16 batted in. He has hit in 13 straight, all 13 Marlins games. And he's kind of pieced that together a hit at a time. The pitch low and outside, ball 1. If you go back to last year, he has hit in 17 straight. Cantu with good numbers against Myers takes that first pitch outside, ball 1. Cantu 6 for 14 against Myers. Time given to the hitter. Cantu stepped out. Myers has started more games and has more losses against the Marlins than any other team. 24 career starts, 11 losses to the Marlins in his career. 6-10 as a starter and a 5.49 ERA. And he's pitched a little bit in relief against them. Last 2 outings last year as a Philly were out of the bullpen, resulting in a loss and a win. Here's the pitch and a called strike. One ball, one strike. The count on Jorge Cantu. 2 Marlins aboard. Double play depth on the Houston infield. Myers delivers the pitch. Cantu swings, misses. And that breaking ball down and away. And Myers has a power curve to go with the slider. He'll throw the occasional change. And, of course, the fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jorge Cantu. The left fielder and the center fielder both shade toward left center. Here's the pitch. Cantu swings, hits the ball hard, a fair ball. Over the bag at third and down the line. Hits off the facing of the box seats. Coming around third to score is Coghlan. Cantu knocks in a run. It's 2-0 Marlins on 4 straight hits. And Cantu has hit in all 14 games and 18 overall. Hanley stopped at second base as Carlos Lee played the carom off the seats there. You hit the ball hard over third base. When the ball does go to foul ground, it'll go another 70, 80 feet, and then it'll hit the facing of the box seats, which angle out toward the foul line. Here's Dan Uggla. Talk about a hot hitter against Myers. Here's the pitch to Daniel, and he takes low, ball 1. First of all, Dan has started out hitting .346 this year. Traditionally a slow hitter in the month of April. He's got a career .250 April batting average. His numbers against Brett Myers are something else. The pitch, called strike. He has more home runs, more hits, more RBIs against Brett Myers than against any other pitcher. Out of the stretch, Myers is ready. He delivers a pitch, and it's pulled foul off to the left side, and Myers gets ahead on the count, 1-2. So Dan Uggla with those excellent numbers. And you know that Myers is very much aware of that. Myers delivers, and Uggla pops one foul. This is out of play off to our right.
You have to figure Myers also very much aware his team has averaged 2.3 runs per game so far this season. So they're not exactly equipped to come from behind if he digs a big early hole here. Marlins already up 2-0. Still nobody out. Myers has thrown 20 pitches already. He's throwing strikes. 16 of the 20 are strikes. But he's in big, big trouble on the ropes here early.
Dan looking for his 15th career hit against Myers. The pitch, and it's up high. He is 14 for 37 in his career against Myers with 5 home runs, 2 doubles, and a triple. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dan steps out for a moment. Dan hit all 5 home runs against Myers in Miami. Swing and a miss, and he's down on strikes. I guess I jinxed him. There's out number 1. Here comes John Baker, the left-hand hitting catcher. Ramirez at second. Cantu at first base. 2-0 Marlins here in the first. Baker, 324 start to the season. He's 3 for 8 against Myers. They're talking about Dan Uggla. All 5 of those career home runs hit in Miami. Started back in 06, September of 06. Myers kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 to John Baker, the breaking ball. So Dan hit 2 in 06, 1 in 08. And he hit a couple last year. Myers checks the lead runner, Ramirez. The pitch, hammered foul right side on the ground. It goes down and kind of kicks off the facing of the box seats there as the fans reached over, couldn't come up with it. The ball boy will retrieve it for them, tossed it to him, and they fought over it in the first row and knocked it back on the warning track. So the second time around, the ball boy picked it up and handed it to the young fan. 1 out here in the first. The Marlins have plated 2 already. Ramirez leading away at second. Cantu at first. And Myers comes set. Looks back, delivers. And the ball is full foul. That'll bounce down here. The first base seats and roll on down the line. Cody Ross on deck. Last year, the teams played 7 times. The Marlins went 4-3 against the Astros. They won 3 out of 4 in Miami, and the Astros won 2 out of 3 here. Over the years, this has been a tough spot for the Marlins to win. Houston, Texas. 22-45 in Houston. Here's the pitch. Baker swings, and he hits the ball out into left center in the air. Backing up Lee. He's under it and has it. The center fielder, Bourne, could have made the catch as well, but Baker flies out to the left fielder, Carlos Lee. Now there are 2 outs here in the first, and Cody is coming up. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Florida Marlins LP and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Florida Marlins LP. 2 down, 2 on. Myers delivers. And it's low in a ball. Myers trying to get out of this now. He's taken 2 giant steps. He got Dan Uggla, an old nemesis, and then the left-hand hitter Baker, after surrendering 2 runs on 4 straight hits to get the inning underway. Cody batting .283 with 15 hits in 53 at-bats, has 1 home run so far this year. There's a called strike. 1-1 to Cody Ross. Myers checks in with J.R. Tolles, the catcher. He's ready, delivers. Another breaking ball, another strike. 1-2. Well, that's the pitch that seems to be working for him right now. The curveball especially. He's thrown some sliders as well here, but curveball's been his best friend in trying to get out of this. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and the ball lifted in the air out into left center. Michael Bourne under this. He's got it. Another fly ball out. Ross is retired, and that takes care of the Marlins. But 2 runs on 4 straight hits. with Ramirez and Cantu knocking in runs. 2 on the board. The Astros coming up on the Marlins Radio Network. Bottom of inning number 1, and of course the top of the Astros order, starting with Michael Bourne, then Jeff Keppinger and Lance Berkman. Bourne, the only left-hand hitter in the lineup against Chris Volstad. Bourne stands in, and he's a threat. They play in at the corners. The pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Bourne 13 for 39, starting out the year hitting .333. One of the few Astros that has hit much at all. The pitch low and in. Michael Bourne, Gold Glove center fielder, led the National League in stolen bases last year. He led in infield hits, and he led with bunt hits. He can fly. The pitch to Bourne, and Volstad misses outside. Ball 3, quickly falls behind 3-0. Last Wednesday, Volstad was terrific against Cincinnati, picked up the win, 6 2/3, 3 runs earned on 5 hits. There's a called strike. Bourne was taken all the way. So Chris tonight makes his 3rd start of this season. He is 1-1, lost his first time out to the Dodgers. Misses low, ball 4, and issues a leadoff walk. Now see if he can bounce back from that. Jeff Keppinger coming up. Volstad's never faced Keppinger. Volstad has pitched in 2 previous games against Houston, has a win, no losses. And picked up a win in 2008. And had a no decision last year. He pitched 1 game last year, August 11th at Landshark Stadium. In 11 innings, the Marlins won 9-8. A walk-off hit by Dan Uggla. Brian Sanchez in relief was the winning pitcher. First pitch to Keppinger, in for a strike. Keppinger, good contact hitter. And Bourne always a threat to go. And you know he thinks coming into this series, in this game 1, that he can run on Chris Volstad. We'll see. Could be a challenge for John Baker as well, but it starts with Volstad holding Bourne. Bourne's running. The pitch is inside for a ball. Throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base number 2 on the season for Michael Bourne. 1-1 on Keppinger. 61 stolen bases last year to lead the league, while batting .285 for Houston. He is now at second base. Jeff Keppinger, .371 at the start of this year. And the pitch takes inside the ball. Kaz Matsui hasn't hit at all. Keppinger has. Matsui 2 for 21. So Keppinger gets the playing time. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Keppinger. Right on the inside corner, a called strike.
Brad Mills won't say he's making a change at second base, but Keppinger is starting his 4th consecutive game at second base. Really, Keppinger and Bourne, the only 2 bright spots offensively to this point for these Astros. They've been getting on base. They've been swinging the bats. Nobody else has done a thing.
Berkman on deck. Here's the 2-2. Keppinger swings, lifts a pop fly to right, coming in near the foul line. Cody Ross has it, and Bourne will hold up. Cody did a good job to get himself under that ball, yet in still a strong throwing position to throw to either second or third. And he fired toward third to make sure Bourne didn't go. 1 away, and here's the Houston welcome back to Lance Berkman crowd, letting him know they like having him back. The on-deck hitter, Carlos Lee, their cleanup hitter, has not driven in a run this season to date. Berkman, a 5-time All-Star, 6 times in his career has knocked in over 100 runs. They have missed him, obviously. He went to Round Rock, played 2 rehab games, went 3 for 6. A couple of doubles and a home run. He said, yes, I know it's the minors, but I felt good. Had surgery on his left knee. Bourne is running. Throw to third base, not in time. Volstad didn't give him enough of a look. And it could be after the crowd welcomed Berkman that Volstad was totally focused on his pitch to Berkman and just forgot about Bourne because he did not give him a look, and Bourne stole third. 2-0 Marlins, and the Astros threatening here in the first. The pitch to Berkman. A swing and a pop-up. Foul ground behind third, back into the seats. So Chris Volstad begins the night. Again, his third start. 1-1, 3.46 earned run average. The big 6'8" right-hander leans in, gets the sign. The 23-year-old comes to the plate. Breaking ball missed outside. Might have been the changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike to Berkman. Astros in their 49th year in business. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and a bounding ball to the right side, slowly hit. Up with it, Cantu gives to Volstad, covering for the out. The run scores, and it's a 2-1 game. And Berkman picks up an RBI with a slow bouncer to the right side.
But after scoring twice in the top of the first, that's a run the Marlins gave the Astros. A leadoff walk to the best base stealer in the league. You let him steal second, you let him steal third, and a ground ball gets him home.
Now they're 2 outs, nobody on. And a run on the board for Houston. Here's Carlos Lee, hitting a whopping 104. Boy, when the big scoreboard up above the second level bleachers out there in right field lights up, and that average 104 is about 5 feet high in bright lights, if you're the hitter, you don't want to look up there. Pitch outside, ball 1 to Lee. The next offering, low and outside, ball 2. Fastball missing. And Chris got to work here to try to find the range. He plants his right foot right in the middle of the pitching rubber. Pivots on that foot, delivers, and a ground ball for Hanley. He's up with it, throws on to first for the out, and the side is retired. Bourne produced a run pretty much by himself. 1 run, no hits, nobody left. 2-1 Marlins at the end of 1 on the Marlins Radio Network.
Into the second in Houston tonight. First of a 3-game series. The Marlins have a 2-1 lead over the Astros as Wes Helms gets set to lead things off against Brett Myers. The Marlins with 2 runs on 4 hits in their half of the first. The Astros 1 run on no hits, a walk, 2 stolen bases, and a ground ball. Helms getting his first start of the season, takes outside and low ball 1 from the big right-hander Myers. Wes playing third base tonight. Jorge Cantu at first base. Freddie Gonzalez wanted to get Helms 4 ABs here in this one. 1-0, ripped down the left field line. It's a fair ball. It's going to take 2 hops and bounce up against the big scoreboard on that left field wall. Helms hustles into second base. He's aboard with a leadoff double. So the Marlins with their 5th hit already. And you'd like to see them do some more offensively. Sure, you'd never say no to a 2-run first inning, but when you have 2 runs in and you have 2 on and still nobody out, you would have liked to have scored more than the 2 runs they got. It reminded me of a Brett Myers start against the Marlins when he was a Philly back in May of 2008. Marlins had him on the ropes in the first inning in Philadelphia that night. He allowed 3 runs. The bullpen was up. Now Volstad stands in, squares to bunt, takes high for a ball. But Myers got out of that first inning without any further damage. And next thing you knew, he had made it through 8 innings in that game. And he won it 12-3. So you hope you don't let this good veteran pitcher off the hook here and let him get on a roll tonight. 1 ball pitch to Volstad, bunted back toward the mound, picked up by the first baseman Berkman, who cut in front of the pitcher, throws high to first, and they get the out. Keppinger able to save that one from going down the right field line. Berkman looked at third base, but then threw on to first base. The sacrifice goes 3-4. So Helms is at third with 1 out, back to the top of the order, and Cameron Maben, who really set the tone for the Marlins, singling leading off the ball game at the end of a 10-pitch at bat. It was a 30-pitch first inning for the right-hander Myers. 24 strikes, only 6 balls. Astros keep the infield back even with their scoring woes. Pitch to Maben is low ball 1. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. And by Lauderdale Infinity, the only Infinity dealer on the east side of town. Marlins with 5 hits already. Leading 2-1, looking for more. Myers, the 1-ball pitch to Maven. Sliders in there for a strike. Cameron Maven leading off for the 5th time tonight. Chris Coghlan hitting second for the 2nd consecutive game. Cameron now 8 out of 17 out of the leadoff spot. 3 walks, 6 runs scored. Pops from foul off to the right. Maven has had success against Myers, now 5 for 7 against him. So many of these Marlins hitters have, particularly the top 6 men in the order. If you include that first inning tonight, the Marlins' top 6 hitters in their career, a combined .412 batting average against this right-hander Brett Myers, the former Philly. Out of the stretch with Helms at third, the 1-2 to Maven, breaking ball in the dirt. Cameron lays off. They appeal to first. Kerwin Danley agrees. He held up. Sun beginning to go down here in Houston. What a gorgeous night. The roof is open here at Minute Maid Park. We were here in August last year. It certainly was not open in August. 2-2 to Maven, a little bit low with a fastball to take the count full. But here the Astros play their 7th game at home, and it's been open for all but one of them. 73 degrees, the official temperature at game time. A little rain here the last couple of days, but today dry. What a gorgeous day. Payoff pitch to Maven, and Cameron swings and misses. Got him on the breaking ball. Second strikeout for the right-hander Myers. That's the second out here in the 2nd inning. And it'll be up to Chris Coghlan, who snapped an 0 for 19 drought, a 1 for 31 slide with a first inning single. Marlins playing the 4th game of a 9-game road trip tonight. Went into Philadelphia this weekend, took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. A couple of great pitching performances. Saturday, Ricky Nolasco, the complete game. Sunday, Robertson, Badenhop, and Nunez combining. Pitches down an in-ball 1 to Coghlan. Over the last 19 innings of that series, Marlins pitchers limited the Phillies, the best offense in baseball so far this year, to 1 run on 9 hits. Now tonight, the first of 3 here in Houston. Night games tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night. Before we go to Colorado, the final stop on this 3-city, 9-game, 10-day road trip for 3 against the Rockies on the weekend. 1-ball pitch to Coghlan, taken a little bit high, ball 2. Tonight's Preferred Care Partners tip of the day is water, snow, and sand reflect the damaging rays of the sun, which can increase your chance of sunburn. So keep that in mind. Not just the beach. Snow, sand, water, they all reflect the sun's rays. 2-0 pitch is taken for a strike by Coghlan. Well, Helms leadoff double. He was at third with 1 out, still at third with 2 outs. Marlins left 2 big runners in the first. Would hate to strand Helms here in the 2nd. The 2-1 to Coghlan. Had a good rip, fouled it back to the screen.
Yeah, you hate to waste a leadoff double at any time, but especially here early after the first inning, coming right back against Myers would be a good thing for the Marlins.
Volstad did his job. He got the bunt down, pushed Helms to third with 1 out. But then Maven on a 3-2 pitch struck out. Now the count's 2-2 to Chris Coghlan. Hanley hoping for a chance on deck. Top of the 2nd, Marlins 2, Astros 1 in Houston. Another 2-2 pitch, and it's driven into right field for a base hit. Past the dive of the first baseman Berkman. In from third, Helms. Chris Coghlan is 2 for 2 tonight, and the Marlins lead it 3-1.
How big is that?
That's a big hit no matter how Chris Coghlan has been struggling.
Yep.
Big 2-out RBI hit, but considering the struggles he's endured, it's an even bigger hit. Just his 2nd RBI. So maybe this is indeed the night Chris Coghlan turns it around. Remember, he started last year 5 for 42. He was 5 for 46 coming into this one tonight. Here's Hanley with Coghlan at first, held over there by Berkman. 6 hits already for the Marlins. Pitch on the way to Ramirez, in there for a strike. 6 hits, 5 singles, the 1 double by Helms. Defensively for the Astros, Berkman at first base. Jeff Keppinger plays second. Rookie Tommy Manzella, the shortstop. Pedro Feliz, the former Giant Philly, at third. We've got Carlos Lee in left, Michael Bourne in center, Hunter Pence in right. Spin, toss to first. Diving back, Coghlan. J.R. Tolles is behind the plate for Houston, with Brett Myers making the start. They've got 3 veteran starters, Roy Oswalt, Wandy Rodriguez, and Brett Myers, their top 3. We miss Oswalt and Rodriguez in this series. We'll see Bud Norris, the second-year man, and Felipe Paulino in the next couple of nights. 0-1 to Ramirez, outside and low. We're going to miss Ubaldo Jimenez when we get to Colorado this weekend. Jimenez, who threw a no-hitter Saturday in Atlanta, will pitch Thursday, the day before we get to Colorado.
Well, you know we're going to see him on the field, though, Friday night.
Yeah.
They'll have a ceremony to honor his no-hitter.
First game back home. Pitches in the dirt to Hanley. 2-1 now. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Marlins. 1 run, no hits for the Astros as we play the top of the second.
That'll be a bittersweet homecoming for the Rockies, coming off the Ubaldo Jimenez no-hitter. It'll be their first home game since the passing during the night, this past night, of their president, Kelly McGregor.
There goes Coghlan, the 2-1 to Hanley's outside, ball 3. Tolles sails the throw into center field. Coghlan picks himself up and jogs to third. So a stolen base and an E2. Marlins have another man at third with a run in here in the second inning, looking to extend this 3-1 advantage. For Chris Coghlan, his 3rd stolen base. He's a perfect 3 for 3. See if Hanley can deliver an RBI single in the first inning. Marlins had 4 consecutive singles to score twice, starting the ball game here tonight. Maben, Coghlan, Ramirez, and Cantu. 3-1 to Hanley. Off the end of the bat, dribbled slowly back to the pitcher. Myers has it, tosses to first, and he escapes without any further damage. But the Marlins had a run on 2 base hits. There was an error, and 1 man left. Midway through the second, Marlins 3, the Astros 1 tonight on the Marlins Radio Network. We are deep in the heart of Texas tonight. Marlins in Houston to start a 3-game series. They lead the Astros 3-1 as Houston comes up to face Chris Volstad here in the second inning. It's going to be Hunter Pence, Pedro Feliz, and J.R. Tolles, 5, 6, 7, and first-year manager Brad Mills' lineup. Marlins scored twice in the first, once in the second. Now Volstad, who threw only 7 strikes among his 17 first-inning pitches, will look to go after Pence off to a very slow start. Right-handed hitter, 25 home run man the last 2 years, takes strike 1. Pence to begin this season with only 7 hits in 45 at-bats. A homer and 2 RBIs. That's it. The 0-1 is outside for a ball. So Carlos Lee is 5 for 49 after grounding out in the first. Pence is 7 for 45. They're just getting Berkman back here tonight. The heart of the order really scuffling. Check swing roller up the third base line. Baker out to field it. Won't make a throw. It was a swinging bunt. Pence broke his bat on it. Baker raced up that line, picked it up about maybe 30 feet up the line. Chris Volstad came over, got in Baker's way a little bit, but either way, I don't think they had a chance to get Pence, who runs well. So an infield hit, the first Astros into the ball game. Here comes the third baseman, Pedro Feliz. Feliz, 7 years with the Giants, the last 2 years a Philadelphia Philly. He'd always worn number 7 in San Francisco and Philadelphia. Here, number 7 is retired for Craig Biggio, so he wears number 77 with Pence at first. Let's see how aggressive the Astros want to be here. Pitch is taken for strike 1 by Feliz. We saw Michael Bourne not waste any time. He stole second and third against Volstad. This Astros team, year in, year out, near the top of the league in stolen bases. Pence can run a little bit, and he can run on Volstad. That's been established. Spins, tosses to first. Pence dives back safely. Chris a long look in for the sign. Now he's ready. The 0-1. Hit off the fist, foul back over the net into the seats. Well, you sit here in this retractable roof ballpark that holds 41,000 folks, just a little bit bigger than the retractable roof ballpark rising Little Havana right now. Makes you think about locking in priority seating in the new Marlins ballpark coming in 2012. The best way to do it, become a season ticket holder here in 2010. Reserve your spot in line, because remember, seat selection for the new ballpark begins this season for current season ticket holders. Long hold by Volstad. The 0-2 pitch to Felice. Popped foul off to the right again. Call 1-877 Marlins today to reserve your season tickets for 2010 and reserve your spot in line to get seats in the new ballpark. 1-877 Marlins. Fence off about a 4-step lead at first. Toss over there. Dives back ahead of the Cantu tag. Marlins with Cantu at first tonight. Dan Uggla plays second. Hanley's at shortstop. Wes Helms makes his first start of the year at third base. The outfield left to right, Chris Coughlin, Cameron Maben, and Cody Ross. John Baker catching Chris Volstad in the first of three here in Houston. 0-2 runner goes. Ground ball to the shortstop. Hanley has it. Scoops to second. Safe. A wild throw from Uggla to first base over everybody's head. And on to third goes Pence. Oh, with the runner going, Marlins couldn't turn two there. The ball arriving in Uggla's glove right as Pence arrived at the bag. And then Dan airmailed the throw over Cantu's head. Fortunately for the Marlins, hit the restraining wall, bounced back into the field of play, and Felice couldn't advance.
Boy, a couple of tough breaks in this half inning so far going against Chris Volstad. That little half swing roller that Hunter Pence hit. And now this ball that had a very good chance of perhaps getting two. One for sure. You thought the lead runner was going to be out anyway. He was safe at second. And then nobody's out all of a sudden in first and third.
These are the kind of breaks you hate to give a struggling ball club like the Astros. Here's the catcher, J.R. Tolles, right-handed batter, men at the corners. And he takes a Volstad fastball for strike one. Still nobody out. Marlins leading 3-1 here in the bottom of the second. Pence at third base. Felice the runner at first. Marlins a double play depth up the middle. It's a fielder's choice, incidentally, for Felice. And an E4 charge Douglas, sending Pence to third. Throw to first is low. Backhanded pick by Cantu. Back to the bag, Felice. Now, Felice not really much of a threat to be going anywhere. Tolles is 4 for 23 to start the year, and of his 4 hits, 3 of them came Saturday in Chicago. Hit a home run that day, knocked in 2 of the 3 runs he's driven in this season in that game. The 0-1 off the end of the bat, foul up the first base line. Well, if you weren't with us for Marlins on Deck, it bears repeating. These Astros are 30th. Last in Major League Baseball in every significant offensive stat so far this year. And losing 9 out of 12, they've scored 28 runs, an average of 2.3 runs per game. They're hitting just .215 as a team. .215. Volstad's 0-2. And Tolles grounds one back at the middle, a base hit into center field, just to the left of the second base bag. In from third, Pence. Stopping at second, Felice. Tolles delivers his 5th hit and his 4th RBI in the season to pull the Astros back within 3-2. The error comes back to hurt the Marlins. This Astros team, to continue with some of those numbers, a collective 240 on base percentage, a 285 slugging percentage, only 3 homers through the first 12 games, only 12 walks in 12 games. That might be the most staggering number of all. Only 2 stolen bases coming in. Bourne stole 2 in the first inning. Only 20 extra base hits in the first 12 games. Here's Tommy Manzella, the rookie shortstop. Good glove. Takes low ball 1 from Volstad.
Houston broadcaster Dave Raymond was over here visiting with us before the game, and he pointed out that in this lineup tonight, numbers 3 through 9 for Houston have drawn 1 walk and have struck out 42 times.
You couldn't do that if you tried, it seems. Only 1 walk. 1-0 to Manzella. Missed inside, ball 2. Volstad struggling with his command in the early going. He's been better in the second inning than he was in the first. But he's up to 29 pitches, and here comes Randy St. Clair, the pitching coach, saw something he didn't like. So John Baker, Wes Helms, and Hanley are going to all converge on the mound as well to talk things over with Chris. He was staked with 2-0 lead in the top of the first. The Astros got a run back in their half of the inning. Marlins scored in the top of the second, but a run in here in the Houston second. And these Astros, who have been shut out 3 times already this year, they've been held to 2 runs or less in 7 of their first dozen games. They've never scored more than 6. They've got something brewing here. 2 on, nobody out. And a good hitter's count to Manzella, 2-0. Pitcher Myers on deck. Volstad holds near the letters. Here's the pitch. And Manzella swings and misses. Fastball 92 miles per hour from Volstad. Big right-hander, 6'8", 227 pounds. Chris Volstad, 23 years old.
I don't know what Randy St. Clair said. Yeah, but he's got to pound away with this 2-seam fastball and try to get the ground balls.
Check of the runners. Now the 2-1 to Manzella, and it's a sinking fastball for a strike called. At the knees, inside corner.
More often than not, he's missed with the breaking pitch and the change. But his bread and butter is that 2-seam fastball.
Yeah. When he's got the good command of that pitch, he can use it almost exclusively.
No, it went very good for me.
2-2 now to Manzella. Chop toward third, and Helms can't get it. It's a foul ball. Volstad, a loss in his first start against the Dodgers on April the 9th. Although he pitched pretty well in that game, he carried a 2-hit shutout and a 1-0 lead into the 7th. Wound up giving up 3 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits, and 6 in the third. Beat the Reds last time 5-3, went 6 2/3, allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. A career high 117 pitches. Long look back at second base where Felice leads, and now time called by the hitter Manzella. Heavy workload in that last start for Volstad, but he did have an extra day between starts. Marlins had the day off here in Houston yesterday. Runners lead. Felice from second, Tolles from first. 2-2 to Manzella. Chopped foul third base side again. That was another fastball at 93. We've seen Volstad hit 94 according to the gun here in Houston. He's up to 33 pitches. Still nobody out in the second inning. 3-2. The Marlins a 1-run lead after seeing the terrific pitching and the great pitchers duel, especially Sunday in Philadelphia. This is like a shootout here. 3-2 in the second inning. Another 2-2 to Manzella, and another foul ball. This one lined off to the right. Are you traveling this season? How about taking the Marlins with you? Subscribe to MLB.TV today to see every Marlins game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Marlins.com to order and get more details. MLB.TV, baseball everywhere. Bottom of the second, the Astros with a run in, looking for more. 2 on, nobody out. Another 2-2. Manzella hits one in the air out into shallow right. Ugla going back. Cody coming in. Ugla lost it. Cody found it. Fortunately, makes the catch.
It's that time of night.
Fortunately, Cody was able to see it. Looked like Dan was moving under it, then all of a sudden he threw his arms up in the air.
Yeah, he saw it off the bat, and he knew about where the ball was going to come down, but then when it started coming down, that's when he lost it. But fortunately, Cody was right there.
That's a good out for Volstad, not a productive out for the Astros. Unable to advance the runners. Now you've got the pitcher Myers coming up, most likely in a bunting situation. Myers is a hitter this year, 1 out of 4. 3 strikeouts. He's yet to drop down a sac bunt. Felice at second, Tolles at first. Not a lot of speed out there. Myers squares early. Volstad offers, and it's bunted back to the mound. Chris has it, looks at third, thinks better of it, throws to first for the out. The sacrifice goes 1-4. Good jump off of second base by Felice because the ball was bunted hard enough that you thought initially Volstad might have had a chance. He thought he did, but fortunately when he looked, realized he didn't have a play. So Felice at third now, Tolles at second, 2 down, back to the top of the order, and the speedy Michael Bourne. Born the Houston native. Played at the University of Houston. First got to the big leagues as a Philly, but was acquired in the Brad Lidge deal. Really broke through last year. Not time called before the first pitch to Bourne. Baker and Volstad couldn't get on the same page, so Baker jogs out to the front of the mound. 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Marlins. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for the hometown Astros. Bottom of the second. The Astros lost their first 8 in a row to begin the year. Pitch to Bourne, fastball to knees, strike 1. Since then, they've won 3 out of 4. They won 1 game in St. Louis against the Cardinals, and they took the final 2 games in a 3-game series over the weekend at Wrigley Field. The 0-1 is low. Cubs are struggling nearly going. Saw a little bit of their loss to the Mets last night. Chicago just 5-8 out of the gate. Are there some teams you would have expected near the top of their divisions at or near the bottom early on here in 2010? 1-1 to Bourne, looped down the left field line. Coughlin's got to hurry on the run. He makes the catch. He did it twice in Philadelphia on Sunday. He does it here, takes 1 step, then leaps up against that side wall. Big play that keeps the Astros from scoring 2 runs. They do get 1 in the inning, though. They get that run on 2 hits. They strand a pair. We head to the 3rd at Minute Maid Park tonight. It's the Marlins 3 and the Astros 2. This is Marlins Baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, it's number 12, Cody Ross here.
Back here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, getting ready for inning number 4. The Marlins have a 3-2 lead. And the bottom third of the order coming up. Ross, Helms, and Volstad. Cody flied to center field his first time up. That ended the first inning when the Marlins scored 2 runs on 4 hits. And they picked up another run on 2 hits in the second. Brett Myers delivers. Cody swings, misses, strike 1. A Marlins Family Sunday, May 2nd, that you want to note on your calendar. A 1:10 start, Marlins and the Nationals. First 5,000 kids are going to get a Chris Coughlin cap, courtesy of Jiffy Lube. Comes the 1-strike pitch to Cody. Swing and a miss, and he swung right through that pitch. A fastball at 89. A fastball that Cody would normally hit hard somewhere. So the first 5,000 kids get a Chris Coughlin Kids Cap, courtesy of Jiffy Lube. Sunday, May 2nd, a 1:10 start, Marlins and the Nationals. The pitch, and it's low and outside the ball. Helms will follow. Early in the game, before we get to the scoreboard here, I want to take a quick look at the standings on this Tuesday night. Here's a 1-2 to Cody, low and outside, knocked down by Tolles. Standings are brought to you by the Ace Underwriting Group, insurance for all of Florida, because Florida is all they insure. The American League East, Tampa Bay with a half-game lead on the Yankees, 2.5 games ahead of Toronto, and don't look now, but the Red Sox have lost 5 straight. There's a ground ball to third. Feliz up with this, shoots it across the diamond for the out. Cody has been retired 5-3. 1 away, nobody on, and Wes Helms coming up. Doubled and scored in the second. AL Central, Minnesota leads Detroit by 2 games, Cleveland by 2.5 in the West. Oakland holding on to a 2-game lead on the Angels and Mariners, and Texas just 3 out. In the National League West, the Giants have a 1-game lead on San Diego, a 1.5 on the Dodgers. The pitch and a called strike, then Colorado 2 back and Arizona 3 back. At El Central, it's the Cardinals by a 1.5 over Pittsburgh, 3.5 on Milwaukee. In the National League East, Phillies with a half-game lead on the Marlins. The pitch to West Lowe. Phil's 8-4, Marlins 8-5. Then Atlanta, a game back. Washington, a 1.5. New York, 3.5. 3.5 games separate all 5 East Division teams. Here comes a 1-1 pitch, and it's low and outside to West. Not a good night for Scott Olson. He started for the Nationals tonight. Went 2 innings, gave up 6 runs, all earned on 7 hits. And Colorado leads 10-2 in the 6th inning now. The pitch to West called strike. 2-2. Jorge De La Rosa for the Colorado Rockies. Troy Tulowitzki homered off Scott Olson. The pitch and a ball looped out into right field. Coming in, making the catch, Hunter Pence. And Helms is out number 2. 2 down, and that'll bring Chris Volstad to the plate. Milwaukee's at Pittsburgh. Brewers have an 8-0 lead top of the 7th inning at PNC Park. Cubs and the Mets. New York 2, Cubs nothing. And they're in the top of the 8th inning. Mike Pelfrey still in there for New York. Volstad, who bats right, got a sac bunt down his first time. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Carlos Zambrano for the Cubs went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. And he is out of the game now. Pelfrey has given way after 7 innings. Higorishi for the Mets in relief, and the Mets with a 2-0 lead. That's it. Citi Field, the pitch, and a ball grounded to the backhand. Nice stop by Manzilla. The young shortstop fires to first for the out. Good play at shortstop in a 1-2-3 inning. 2nd inning in a row, the Marlins have gone down in order. And we've played 3.5 innings, 3-2 Marlins on the Marlins Radio Network. Bottom of inning number 4, the Marlins have a 1-run lead, 3-2. And we'll see Pedro Feliz, J.R. Tolles, and Tommy Manzella coming up here for the Astros against Chris Volstad. Back to that scoreboard we were checking out for you. The Dodgers and the Reds, they're into the bottom of the 6th inning at Cincinnati. Reds lead at 9-5. Phillies 2, Braves nothing in the bottom of the 6th in Atlanta. So the Phils out on the road, start that series again as Atlanta. Kyle Kendrick tonight for the Phillies. Tommy Hansen started for the Braves, didn't get out of the 5th inning. And it's 2-0 Phils. Going to the 7th. Here comes Feliz, right-hand hitting third baseman. Cardinals at Arizona later on. Kyle Loesch against Dan Herron. And the Giants will be at San Diego. Jonathan Sanchez against Matt Latos. Get to the American League in a moment. First pitch low to Feliz. Volstad working. A swing here. Sounded like a broken bat. A bloop towards center. Here comes Maben racing in. Makes the catch. Nice break by Maben. Stayed with it all the way and came in, made the running catch. And Feliz is out. And J.R. Tolles will be the batter. He's 1 out of 1. Knocked in their run in the 2nd inning. Toronto leads Kansas City at the Rogers Center 4-3. Bottom of the 7th inning. Texas and Boston. The Red Sox trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Down 6-2. I've got bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. And it's low and a ball. And Jeff, it would appear the Rangers are running away with that game.
They're running wild on Tim Wakefield. 9 stolen bases already in the game. 5 in 1 inning.
The pitch fouled away off to the right.
It's a 6-4 game now. Red Sox got a couple runs back, but tough days in Boston. I saw where Terry Francona juggled the batting order a lot today. Ellsbury and Cameron both on the DL today. Dropped Ortiz down to the 6th spot in the batting order.
1 ball, 2 strikes now on Tolles. 1 out, none on. Chris Volstad, the 23-year-old Palm Beach Gardens native, delivers, and a fly ball again for Cody. This time he has to go back, gets there, makes the play. Tolles is out, 2 down in the 4th. Chris really needs a 1-2-3 inning, doesn't he? His next pitch, I think, is going to be his 60th pitch. Back to the scoreboard. Minnesota 5, Cleveland 1. at Target Field. They're in the bottom of the fourth. White Sox lead Tampa Bay 2-1 in the Windy City, bottom of the fifth inning. Later on, Detroit at the Angels, the Yankees at Oakland, and Baltimore at Seattle. Pitch low and outside. That's a quick look at the out-of-town scores. Brought to you by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime. Relax responsibly. Here's a bounding ball to third. Up with it, Helms. Fires to first for the out. And a 1-2-3 fourth inning for Chris Volstad. Nothing across for Houston. Volstad and the Marlins lead 3-2 as we head to the fifth on the Marlins Radio Network.
Welcome back to the hit show.
Inning number 5 coming up, and the top of the Marlins batting order against Brett Myers. Myers against Volstad, and this is the first game of this 3-game series here in Houston. From high-carbon steel hammers to professional-grade plumbing tools to pediatric RFID protection, even to biometric security systems, Stanley is much more than just great tools. Stanley, the official tools of the 2010 Florida Marlins. Maben with a single and scored the first run of the night in the first inning, struck out in the second inning, and up for the third time here. Cameron has hit in 8 straight and in 11 of his 14 games. Takes ball 1. 316 average. Myers back with the pitch and gets it in there. A called strike. Fastball at 89. I have not seen Myers hit 90 on the board yet. Seen 87, 88, 89 on the fastball. The pitch. Ground ball to the left side. The shortstop has to circle this. Manzilla picks it up and throws, and that's a good play by the young shortstop to get the speedy Cameron Maben 6-3. Manzilla came up briefly last fall for 7 games, but they've seen him coming for a while.
He's
very good glove in the minors.
He's there for his defense. He replaces Miguel Tejada, so you're certainly not going to get the bat they had in Tejada at shortstop the last several years. But Manzella, who hit the ball pretty well in AAA last year, was the team MVP at Round Rock, is certainly there for his defense.
8 in a row retired by Myers since Chris Coghlan had his second hit of the night in the second inning. He singled in the first and again in the second. He's got a run scored, a stolen base, and an RBI on the night so far. 2 for 2. He takes ball 1. They're backed up around to the right on the infield for Chris. The pitch low and inside. The center fielder, Bourne, plays him straight away. Carlos Lee in left shades a little bit to left center, and Pence as well a little bit toward right center. 2-0 the count. The pitch. And Coghlan hits a comebacker. Myers has this, throws to first for the out.
Don't look now, but that's 9 in a row. Or 10 in a row?
Beg pardon, 9 in a row.
Yeah, I think 9 in a row for Myers, who, again, they had him on the ropes in the first inning, and they just couldn't put him away.
Hanley started that run when he hit a comebacker in the second inning. Had an RBI single in the first inning. Marlins playing here in Houston. I mentioned back earlier, start of the game, they've had a tough time over the years winning in here. Here's the pitch and a called strike, whether it was the Astrodome or Minute Maid Park. They've been in Minute Maid Park now since the 2000 season when they opened up this nice facility. Seats a little over 40,000, just under 41. Here's the pitch and another comebacker for Myers, who flips a long underhand toss to first base, and another 1-2-3 inning, 10 in a row retired by Myers. And that's it for the Marlins here in the fifth. 4.5 innings gone by. 3-2 Marlins on the Marlins Radio Network. Chris Volstad's got a 3-2 lead here in the fifth inning. Brett Myers, the Houston pitcher, then Michael Bourne and Jeff Keppinger. All coming up here Marlins have a Fiesta Friday coming up April 30th, a 7:10 game. The Marlins and the Nationals. It's the annual Bark at the Park night. So bring the dogs to the game. Have a great time. Fans can play Billy Bingo for a chance to win a Marlins military cap, courtesy of Geico. That's on April 30th. The Marlins and the Nationals, a Friday night, a Fiesta Friday. The pitch in there for a called strike. 1-877 Marlins for tickets or visit Marlins.com. Marlins baseball, serious fun. Get in on it. It's a one-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Myers got down a sac bunt his first time up. Got native Floridians squaring off here. Chris Volstad, Palm Beach County, Palm Beach Gardens. And Brett Myers from Jacksonville, Englewood High School. The pitch. Myers swings, misses. That time Chris threw that slider away from Myers and struck him out. And that's the first strikeout tonight for Chris Volstad.
And that's 10 out of 11 set down by Volstad. Both starting pitchers getting a second wind here.
Michael Bourne walked, stole second and third, and scored on a ground ball out in the first inning. Hit a ball down the left field line in the second, and Chris Coughlin made a terrific catch to end the inning. Here's the pitch, and it's on the inside edge, a called strike. When Bourne just shortened up on the bat, Helms came charging in from third. Cantu's playing at first base tonight. West getting a start, his first start of this season. The pitch grounded to Cantu. Flags it down. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. Good work there by Jorge Cantu, playing over here on the other side of the diamond for this one to accommodate Helms' entry into the lineup and playing at third. So 2 down, nobody on. Jeff Keppinger fly to right in the first and bounced to the mound in the third. Chris Volstad looking for his second win. And Brett Myers on the mound for the Astros tonight. Pitch low and outside. And Myers looking for his first Astros win. We're in the 5th. The pitch. And a called strike. When this game got underway, for those who tuned in late, we didn't know whether Myers would survive the first inning. The first 4 Marlins all singled against Myers and scored 2 runs. Here's a fly ball, center field again. Maben comes in, and again he's under it and puts it away. And a 1-2-3 inning for the second inning in a row for Chris Volstad. So we've now completed 5 here at Minute Maid Park. 3-2 Marlins. You're listening to the Marlins Radio Network.
In inning number 6 for the Marlins, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. For the Astros, 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. Who would have believed the way this game started? 3-2 after 2. That would still be 3-2 as we get through 5 innings. A good part of the line trying to change that for the Marlins. Here comes Cantu, Uggla, and Baker to face the right-hander Brett Myers in the 6th. Cantu an RBI single and a fly ball to the wall in left field. He's 1 for 2 tonight, and he swings through the first pitch breaking ball, strike 1. Myers started him off with the slider. Well, Myers threw 30 pitches in the first inning, 20 more in the second, but much easier innings since then. Pitch in on the hand, swung out and missed. And right now, Brett Myers at 86 pitches. As we get this 6th inning underway, the 0-2 is in the dirt. Marlins scored twice in the first inning. 4 consecutive singles, RBI hits by Ramirez and Cantu. Houston answered with a run in the bottom of the inning. Leadoff walk to Michael Bourne. He stole second, stole third, scored on a Lance Berkman ground out. Then the teams traded runs in the second inning. 1-2 to Jorge. Swinging a blast, hit well, deep to left field. Leads at the wall, turns around, and it's gone. A home run for Cantu. His 4th of the season. Knocks in his Major League leading 18th run of the season. And the Marlins lead it 4-2. That ends a run of 10 consecutive Marlins retired by the right-hander Brett Myers.
Well, that's really a nice thing to see Jorge experience here in this ballpark, because yesterday he took his dad to one of the cowboy boot stores and made sure Dad had some new boots. And today, Dad's sitting in the stands to watch him, and he hits one into the Crawford seats. That's nice.
He's had a nice night. Here's Dan Uggla, 0 for 2 in this one. He's been a red-hot hitter. Lines one toward first, and for the second at-bat in a row, he lines out to the first baseman, Berkman. For the second at-bat in a row, got one off the end of the bat, and he lined it to Berkman. So 1 out. Here comes John Baker. Cantu from McAllen, Texas, about 5 hours or so from here, so he wasn't able to get home on the day off yesterday. But home comes to him. Even better sometimes.
Yeah. By the way, while we wait for Baker to step in here, speaking of off days, because I know he went and got some cowboy boots too. Happy birthday today to Tommy Hutton. Tommy celebrating his birthday today, shut down the whole network in his honor.
Baker fouls one off to the left. No TV tonight.
No TV. Tommy's got the night off.
Everybody's celebrating.
Along with Rich Waltz.
They are, to their credit, in the ballpark here tonight. Celebrating with us. Hutt got some new boots today, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
91st pitch of the night. Myers to Baker. Grounded foul past the first base coach, Dave Collins.
Got himself a birthday present. But happy birthday, Hutt.
You have any cowboy boots? I bet you do.
I think there's a pair back in the closet somewhere.
I've never owned a pair of cowboy boots. I've got a hat, no boots. I hear a good pair of boots is the most comfortable thing you'll ever wear in your life. 0-2 to Baker, off the hands, foul back to the screen. Frank Hicks, our engineer, agrees.
Years ago, right here in Houston, I went over to I can't think of the name of the place. I think is it Justin's? Is that they make a
Justin
good
boots, yeah.
Western boot? Justin, yeah, went to their place and got a pair of boots.
2-strike pitch to Baker, checks the swing, takes outside for a ball. 4-2 Marlins, top of the 6th. All the runs coming in the first 2 innings before the Cantu home run leading off this inning. Marlins looking for their 3rd consecutive win, their 5th in their last 6 games, trying to get to 9-5 with a win tonight. Keep the heat on the Phillies nearly going. Phillies beginning a tough road trip. They go to Atlanta, Arizona, and San Francisco on this trip. At last check, they were leading the Braves 3-0, bottom of the 8th at Turner Field tonight with Kyle Kendrick pitching. 1-2 to Baker. Just got a piece of it to stay alive.
I told Hutt today, I said, I did a little research for you. And on April 20th, 1946, which was when Hutt was born, the team that eventually signed him, they didn't sign him that day, but eventually they did. The Dodgers. They were still in Brooklyn. They beat the Giants that day at Ebbets Field 9-8. So his life got off to a good start with a Dodger win.
1-2 to Baker, grounded sharply to third. It's knocked down on the backhand by Felice. Picks it up, won't have a play at first. Going to be an infield hit for John Baker, his first hit in the ball game. Baker now hit safely in 8 of the 10 games in which he's played. And for the Marlins, that's hit number 8. Here's Cody. Well, we told you early on, they've always hit Brett Myers well. That continues here tonight. All time, Myers 6-11, a 5.64 ERA in 32 games, 24 starts against the Marlins. The Marlins hitting 300 against him all time. 8 hits tonight. And Cody is 0 for 2. One Marlin who hasn't had a lot of success against Myers takes a strike. He's 4 out of 18 against him, though he does have a double and a home run. Cody has 8 RBIs and 15 hits this year. 7 of his 8 RBIs and 7 of his 15 hits came in 2 games. Bounces 1 to second, might be 2. Keppinger, Manzella to Berkman. And the double play goes 4-6-3 to end the Marlins 6. They do add a run, though, on Jorge Cantu's 4th home run of the season already. So after 5.5 in Houston tonight, our new score, the Marlins 4, the Astros 2 on the Marlins Radio Network. Chris Volstad has a little bit of breathing room as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Marlins leading in Houston tonight 4-2. Chris, through the first 5 innings tonight, has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits with a walk and a strikeout. He begins this 6th inning having thrown 71 pitches in this ball game, 46 of them for strikes. Volstad's going to go after the heart of the order. Berkman, Lee, and Pence. He's retired 8 in a row, 12 in the last 13 into the 6th inning. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Jiffy Lube, where right now you can save $10 in a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change every Tuesday at your nearest participating Jiffy Lube. No coupons necessary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or discount. Jiffy Lube, the official oil change of the Marlins. 4-8-1 for the Marlins. 2-3-1 for the Astros. Bottom of the 6th. Berkman, an RBI ground out and a double in his return to the lineup. Takes a strike. The heart and soul, the face of this Astros franchise. Lance Berkman in his 12th year. Maybe his final year with the Astros. Hits one sharply to first. Big hop. Nice play by Cantu to stay with it. And he beats Berkman to the bag. 1 out. Berkman has a club option at about $15 million for the 2011 season. And depending on what kind of a year he has here in 2010, you definitely have to wonder whether or not he'll be back next year. And he has said if the Astros don't pick up his option, he very well may retire. He's Texas born and bred, went to college here in Houston at Rice, played his whole career with the Astros. There's Carlos Lee, low for a ball. We mentioned the number earlier that the Astros have 48 of their $92 million in payroll tied up in 3 players. Lee is one of them. 1-0 is outside and low ball 2. Berkman is one of them. And the third is the ace of their pitching staff, Roy Oswalt. A lot of people around the game will tell you it's tough to construct a winning ball club when you have so much of your payroll locked up into just a couple of players. 2-0 off the hands, looped out toward right center. It's going to get down for a hit for Lee. It's going to get past Cody, roll to the wall in right center field. And Lee is in at second base with a double. Stop the presses. It only took 13 games. Carlos Lee has his first extra base hit of the year. So here's Hunter Pence now representing the tying run in the 6th inning. Now Volstad in his first 2 starts pitched very well into the 7th. Couldn't escape the 7th against the Dodgers and the Reds. April 9th against LA, he had a 2-hit shutout and a 1-0 lead into the 7th. Allowed 3 hits in a span of 4 batters. And ultimately 3 runs scored. He was out of the game. And against the Reds, he had a 5-1 lead into the 7th. He allowed a 2-out single to Chris Dickerson, then a home run to Paul Janisch, and he was out of the game. This only the 6th inning now. Pitch is down and in, ball 1 to Hunter Pence. Pence, a very unconventional swing. Right-handed hitter with his pant legs pulled up high, showing a lot of black socks. Goes into a crouch at the plate, bends at the waist, knees bent, chokes way up high on the bat. The 1-0 pitch is low ball 2. If you were a Little League coach, you wouldn't tell your players to do exactly what Hunter Pence does. And yet he gets great results. One of the top rookies in the league a couple of years ago, back-to-back 25 home run seasons for Pence. A guy who, when the time comes and Lance Berkman does move on, he may be the face of this Astros franchise. 2-0 pitch from Volstad, a check swing, and the pitch is outside and low. That, I think, was a slider from Chris Volstad. A pitch he's working into the repertoire and throwing here and there, not very often so far in his first 3 starts, but he threw one 2-0 to Pence. Probably thinking that Pence would be looking fastball 2-0. That slider starts out looking like a fastball before it breaks away from the right-handed hitter. Here's a 3-ball pitch now, and Pence gets one in the hands. He was swinging 3-0, fouls it off to the left. Marlins have a 4-2 lead here in the last of the 6th. Carlos Lee at second with 1 out. Pence trying to bring him in. Well, Dave, you were talking about what the Dodgers did the day that Tommy Hutton was born. And that brought something to mind. You talk about players and the day they're born and the teams they go on to play for. I was reminded of a pretty good one. 3-1 pitch is inside. There's ball 4 to Hunter Pence. Chris Volstad, who walked Bourne leading off the ball game, issues his second walk now. After retiring 9 straight, 13 out of 14, a double by Lee, now a walk to Pence. And Pedro Feliz coming up after a conference to the mound. Here comes Randy Sinclair. How about this one, Dave? October 27th, 1986 was the day that Jonathan Neese was born. Neese, who we saw pitch for the Mets in New York on that opening series of the season.
Yeah.
Neese, who would go on to be drafted in the 7th round by the Mets in 05. That same day, the day he was born, October 27th, 1986, the night the Mets won Game 7 of the 86 World Series against the Red Sox. They haven't won one since. Maybe it's the curse of Jonathan Neese. He'd like to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. But what a coincidence to be born on that night, then to be drafted by the Mets to get to the big leagues as a Met. Well, the meeting breaks out, and here's Pedro Feliz. In his first year as an Astro, 10 for 47 to start this year, hitting .213. With Lee at second, Pence at first, one out, infield at double play depth, and Feliz hits one in the air to shallow left center. Out goes Hanley, in comes Maben, in comes Coughlin, and the left fielder takes charge and puts it away. That's a big out, the second out. And now if Volstad can get tolls, he's through 6.
Good communication there. Maben still had a ways to go to come in to get under that, and it was a tougher play for Hanley going out. Coughlin had drawn a beat on it all the way and came in, made the call, and the catch.
We saw Maben make that nice catch on Feliz in the 4th inning. And I think we're beginning to see the fruits of his labor with Dave Collins. We talked about it in the last homestand. He and Dave Collins were out early every day, working on fly balls, getting better jumps, taking better routes. And you don't improve dramatically overnight, but little by little you see Maben making progress. And there's a strike called now to J.R. Tolles, 0-1. It's good to see. He's a hard worker. He wants to get better at it. And he's got a very willing teacher in Dave Collins who will go out there all day and all night with you if you're ready to work. The 0-1 pitch to Tolles, outside and low.
Freddie was talking about that today, and he said that Collins and Maben have been inseparable.
It's great to hear because Dave Collins can help Cameron Maben run the bases as well. Help him with the art of base stealing. Got double barrel action now in the Marlins bullpen. A lefty and a righty throwing. 1-1 pitch is over the outside black. A strike called to Tolles. I think the right-hander is Tim Wood. And the lefty is Raniel Pinto. You've got a right-hander Manzella on deck from the pitcher spot. 1-2 pitch, and Tolles takes just a little bit low. Volstad trying to get through the 6th. Still with a 4-2 lead. He's looking for his second win in as many starts. The last time Chris Volstad won back-to-back starts, July 21st and 26th of last season. It's been a while. 2 on, 2 outs. The 2-2 to Tolles. Line drive. That is over Ugla out into center field. A base hit. Lee waved around third. We've got a 1-run game. Well, Volstad got ahead of Tolles. He couldn't put him away. Tying man Pence stops at second base.
You've got hitters in this lineup. Carlos Lee, 104. Pence, 156. Tolles, 174. Manzella, 219. All coming into this game at game time with those averages. Even a veteran like Feliz, 222. They're major league players, and you know sooner or later they're going to start to get some hits to drop in, and it's happening here to Chris Volstad, unable to get out of this inning, and Tolles with an RBI single.
Going to get a pinch hitter now with the shortstop Manzella due. Here's Corey Sullivan, left-handed hitter, former Rocky and a Met. He'd like to have one drop in. He's just 1 for 12 to begin the season. 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter, though. He's knocked in a couple of runs. So Pence is at second. He's the tying run. Tolles the go-ahead man at first. 2 outs, a run in here in the 6th. 4-3, the Marlins lead cut to a single run. Sullivan first pitch swinging, loops one down that left field line, slicing toward foul ground and into the seats, just barely a foul ball. Volstad, who threw 87 pitches in his first start, 117 last time, up to 88 now.
Fans, the Ace Underwriting Group, Florida's insurance source, serving all of Florida because Florida is all they insure. Whether it's auto, condo, business, or home, you'll get great rates and great service from folks in Florida. Find out more, visit underwriting.com.
Sullivan broke his bat on the foul ball, gets a new piece of lumber, makes his way back toward the plate. Pitcher Brett Myers is due. He's on deck, although there is a right-hander loosening in the bullpen now for Houston. Well, every time the Marlins have scored in this game, the Astros have answered in the bottom of the inning against Volstad. Chris is ready. Here's the 0-1 to Sullivan. It is in there for a strike called at the knees. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. So Volstad maintaining the velocity here as he approaches 90 pitches.
Chris Sampson's up in their bullpen.
Ahead again, the 0-2 pitch outside and low. Nice block by Baker, sliding to his left. Now Brad Mills has a decision to make. He's got a pretty hot pitcher out there over the course of the last 3-4 innings in Brett Myers. But if this inning continues, you've got to imagine he hits for him here. 1-2 now to Corey Sullivan. Ground ball slowly hit toward third. Helms charges, has it, throws the first inning over. The Astros get a run. They do it on 2 hits and a walk. They strand 2 big runners. So we go to the 7th now at Minute Maid Park. A 1-run ball game. The Marlins 4, the Astros 3 on the Marlins Radio Network. We start the 7th in Houston tonight. First of a 3-game series between the Marlins and the Astros. It's 4-3 Marlins. And Brett Myers still out there. Kaz Matsui comes into the game at second base. Jeff Keppinger moves to shortstop, replacing Tommy Manzella, who left for a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 6th. Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Simple Green. Use biodegradable, non-toxic Simple Green to keep your gear clean. Simple Green cleans at the speed of light. Wes Helms, the first man to face Brett Myers. Here in the Marlins half of the 7th inning. Myers, to this point, has given up 4 runs on 8 hits, hasn't walked anybody. He struck out 2, allowed the home run to Cantu. He's thrown 97 pitches, 66 strikes through 6. Marlins had him on the ropes in the first. Just like that start back in May of 08 we told you about earlier. Pitch to Helms is low for a ball. 1-0.
The Reds had a 9-3 lead through 4 innings of play. They're now in the 8th, tied at 9.
With the Dodgers,
and the Reds 9-9 in the 8th.
Wow. Ball 2 to Wes Helms. Volstad is on deck to hit for himself, although the Marlins bullpen's still active. Myers the pitch on the way. It's a high strike, 2-1. Dana DeMuth has the balls and strikes here tonight. This is the crew that was in St. Louis for that Cardinals-Mets series over the weekend. They had the 20-inning game on Saturday. C.B. Buckner at second base tonight was the umpire behind the plate for that marathon. There's ball 3, just missed to Helms. An 89-mile-per-hour fastball, so 3-1 now. Volstad in the top of the order to follow here in the Marlins 7th. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the 6th for Florida. The Astros with single runs in innings 1, 2, and 6. There's a line drive to short. Keppinger has it, and Helms is out number 1 here in the 7th. Chris Volstad's going to be called back. Got a pinch hitter coming up. First, though, we're going to pause for station identification along the Marlins Radio Network. Going to get Mike Lamb to bat for Chris Volstad. Lamb, who has been in the big league since 2000. He's played for the Rangers, the Twins, and the Brewers, but he's played more games as a Houston Astro than with any of those teams. He was an Astro in 04, 05, 06, and 07. Was the Astros starting third baseman for a lot of that stretch. And he gets a nice hand on his return to Minute Maid Park. Played on that World Series team in Houston back in 05. First pitch to Lamb, first pitch swinging. He grounds one to second. Matsui fell down, but he recovers in time to field it, and he throws Lamb out. Stumbled backwards as he moved to his left to field that ball. And on one pitch, Mike Lamb, thanks for coming. Lamb is 0 for 6 as a pinch hitter, still looking for his first hit as a Marlin. He's 0 for 9.
Kyle Kendrick's got a 4-hit shutout going into the 9th inning. The Phils lead at Atlanta 3-0.
Here it's 4-3 Marlins in the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on for Cameron Maben. By the way, Hamill stepped up on Sunday. Now Kendrick tonight. The Phillies have to be encouraged. Maben fouls one off to the on-deck man Coughlin, strike one. So Chris Volstad's night is over. He leaves on line for a victory here tonight. Chris went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits and 3 runs, walked a pair, struck out 1, 91 pitches, 57 strikes. 0-1 to Maben is low. Cameron Singleton scored leading off the ball game. He's 1 for 3 in this one. He's at safely in 8 straight and 12 out of 13. 1-1 from Myers, chopped toward third, gloved by Felice. Fires to first, and it's a 3-up, 3-down 7th inning for the right-hander Brett Myers. So we hit the 7th inning stretch here in Houston tonight. The 7th inning stretch presented by the Dominican Republic Ministry of Tourism. The Dominican Republic has it all. At the stretch tonight, it's the Marlins 4, the Astros 3 on the Marlins Radio Network. Well, as is custom here in Houston, you sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game at the 7th inning stretch, then everybody sings and claps along to deep in the heart of Texas. That's where we're coming to you from tonight. The Marlins and the Astros, our only trip into Houston this season. Game 1 of this series, a tight one, 4-3, as the Astros come up in the bottom of the 7th against the new Marlins pitcher, right-hander Tim Wood. For Wood, his first time out on the mound in a week. We last saw him a week ago tonight against the Reds. Pitched a scoreless inning, allowed a hit and a walk, chalked up a strikeout in a ball game the Marlins lost to Cincinnati by the score of 10-8. That was the 11-inning loss to the Reds. Second game of that series. First man Wood is going to face pinch hitter Jeff Blum with the pitcher due, and Blum watches low, ball 1. So Brett Myers is through for the night. Blum, the switch hitter, bats left-handed against Wood, and he takes a strike, 1-1 now. For Blum this season, 7 hits and 28 at-bats, hitting .250 with a couple of doubles and an RBI. 0 for 2 as a pinch hitter. The 1-1, shot back up the middle, and into right center field for a base hit. So a pinch hit single for Jeff Blum. Tying man is on to begin the 7th for the Astros. Here comes the top of the order now, Michael Bourne. You want to be there for all the fun of Baker Concrete Super Saturdays throughout this season. The next one coming up on May the 1st. It'll be the Marlins and the Nationals, a 7:10 ball game. Salsa legend Willie Chirino performing after the fireworks spectacular. It's all presented by Badia Spices. Bourne, the left-handed batter, first to spin, a throw to first. Blum back to the bag. Again, the next Baker Concrete Super Saturday, May 1st, the Marlins and the Nationals at 7:10. Willie Chirino in concert, the Salsa Great. Get your tickets. Call 1-877-MARLINS today. Get Marlins Thundersticks if you come out that night as well. Pitch on the way to Bourne, down and in from Wood, ball 1. Now, Tim Wood this season, pitching for the 6th time. He's worked 4 2/3 innings his first 5 times out. He's given up 3 runs on 5 hits, couple of walks, 3 strikeouts. No record of 5.79 ERA for the second-year right-hander. Helms in tight at third, looking for the bunt. The 1-0, Bourne not showing bunt. Instead, he takes too low, ball 2. So Wood allows the line drive single to begin the inning. And now he's fallen behind Bourne. He's painted himself into a tough spot with Keppinger, Berkman, and Lee due to follow. Marlins have led this one throughout. They scored twice in the top of the first, but the Astros have kept it a nail-biter throughout. 2-ball pitch. Bourne swings right through it. Sinking fastball from Tim Wood. 2-1. Dave Clark runs through the signals in front of the third base coach's box. The Astros with Bobby Meacham coaching at first base. Astros looking for their 3rd win in a row, their 4th in 5 games. Down a run late. Toss to first. Back standing Blum. Marlins trying to make it 3 straight, 5 out of 6. Both of these teams had good weekends. The Marlins won 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia, shutting down the Phillies that high-powered offense Saturday and Sunday. The Astros went into Chicago, took 2 of 3 at Wrigley. 2-1 to Bourne. It's low, ball 3. Bourne the man at the plate, Keppinger the man on deck. They have been the real offensive bright spots for the Astros so far this season. Coming into this game, Bourne and Keppinger combined to hit .351. Everybody else on the ball club had combined to hit .184. Wood to 3-1, and Bourne takes outside and low. He draws a walk, his second in the ball game. So the first 2 men are on. Let's see if the phone rings in the Marlins bullpen. Right now it's quiet down there. Randy Sinclair out to the mound to talk with Wood. The catcher Baker and the entire infield will join in on the conversation. Well, the good news for the Marlins is the bullpen is rested. You had a day off yesterday. You had the ball game on Sunday where Burke Badenhop threw a terrific inning in 2/3 on 18 pitches only. Leo Nunez a quick and easy 1-2-3 ninth. The complete game from Ricky Nolasco Saturday night. So this bullpen right now ought to be about as rested as it's been since opening day, and maybe as rested as it'll be at any point this year. Who knows? So Freddie's got some options. Right now, though, nobody throwing behind Tim Wood. Keppinger, a right-handed hitter. Then you got the switch hitter Berkman. And then a string of right-handed hitters to follow. Bourne, a lefty. Berkman, a switch hitter. The only potential left-handed bats in this Astros lineup. You've got the speedy Bourne at first. You've got Blum at second. Keppinger 0 for 3, but he's been a hot hitter. Right-handed batter. Squares to bunt, and he bunts it up the third base line. It's a good bunt, hugging that line. Helms has it, goes to first. The sacrifice goes 5-4. Boy, that was a beautiful bunt. When you're sacrificing with runners at first and second, ideally you want the third baseman to have to field that bunt. That's exactly what he did. So now, with the tying man at third and the go-ahead man at second, here comes Lance Berkman. And here comes the crowd back into the game. Berkman to the plate, Lee into the on-deck circle. Brad Mills couldn't have drawn it up any better. Berkman among the all-time franchise leaders in every statistical category. Last year hit .274 in 136 games, 25 homers, 80 RBIs. Now, he only had 11 spring training at-bats this year before he had the knee problem, wound up having the surgery. 6 rehab at-bats this week, and actually against the Marlins AAA New Orleans team. Tonight he's 1 for 3, a double. He knocked in a run with a ground out in the first. Ground ball back up the middle to his right. Ugla, he's got it. That's going to tie the game. Throws to first. Berkman is out, but Lance Berkman delivers the game-tying run here in the 7th. We're all knotted up at 4. So Berkman has knocked in 2 runs with 2 ground ball outs. 1 in the first inning, 1 here in the 7th. Blum scores the tying run. Bourne goes to third. Chris Volstad can't win it now. Going to go down as a blown save for Tim Wood. Here's the always dangerous Carlos Lee, even struggling this year. Takes inside ball 1. He doubled last time, his first extra base hit of the season. Doesn't have an RBI yet in 51 at-bats. He's 6 for 51, hitting just 118. Wood works quickly out of the stretch, the 1-0, and it's fouled back to the screen. Second time in 3 starts, Chris Volstad has left the game with the lead, and the bullpen hasn't made it hold up for him. Bourne, the speedy man at third, the 1-1 to Lee. In the air, down the right field line. Cody racing in, Ugla going out, and Dan Ugla makes the catch near the foul line to retire this side. So the early season woes continue for Carlos Lee, who hears some boo birds here in Houston. The Astros, though, do tie this one up in the 7th. They get a single, they get a walk, and they get a run-scoring ground ball from the returning hero, Lance Berkman. So we go to the 8th, all tied. The Marlins 4, the Astros 4 on the Marlins Radio Network.
Into the 8th inning, and a new pitcher for the Astros. Brandon Lyon comes on here to face Coghlan, Ramirez, and Cantu. This game is now tied at 4. So the bullpens are going to decide this one. Brandon Lyon makes his 7th appearance, 0-1 and a 10.13 earned run average. In 5 1/3 innings, he's given up 6 runs, all earned on 10 hits. 3 strikeouts and a walk. Brandon Lyon in support of the Brett Myers start. Myers went 7 innings, threw 106 pitches, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits, struck out 2, didn't walk anybody. Brandon Lyon now ready to go after Chris Coghlan. Coghlan 2 out of 3, has scored a run, has driven in a run, and has a stolen base. First pitch strike. Lyon, a right-hander. Boy, what a story for the Atlanta Braves, and the night is not over. Here's the pitch. Fouled off at the plate. Ryan Madson was in to try to close the game out for the Philadelphia Phillies. He gave up a home run to Troy Glaus, a 2-run homer, and then a game-tying home run to Jason Hayward. And they are now tied up. Here's the pitch. Fastball buzzed inside. They've gone to the 10th inning now, and Madsen had 1 get away. How about that, Giff?
Well, that bullpen's got to be a concern in Philadelphia.
3-3 in the 10th inning now. Phillies and the Braves in Atlanta. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And off the fist, a ground ball right back to the mound. Glove by Lyon, thrown to first for the out. That'll bring Hanley up. Had a single to knock in a run in the first inning. And since then, he too has grounded out back to the mound. Twice. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Marlins, 4 runs, 6 hits for the Astros. Both teams have made an error. The Astros so far have left 6. The Marlins have left 3. The Marlins have had several leads, 2-0 before the Astros even went to bat. There's a called strike on Hanley.
The Marlins had a chance to blow this game wide open in the top of the first, and they didn't. You hope that doesn't come back to haunt them.
4-4 here in the 8th inning. Lyon delivers to Hanley, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Crowd of 24,135 at Minute Maid Park tonight. So a no decision for Brett Myers, a no decision for Chris Volstad, who was sitting on a win. Here's the pitch. That's low and outside to Hanley. Brandon Lyon has the 4 standard pitches. Right-hander goes to work, 2-1. Hanley swings, hits a fly ball off the end of the bat to right. Hunter Pence is there and has it. 2 down. The best for Brandon Lyon, the sinking fastball. He's got a power curve. Throws both a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball and a cutter. And he lives with the fastballs and the curveball for the most part. Brandon Lyon delivers to Jorge Cantu, and he takes a strike. Jorge knocked in a run in the first inning and hit a home run in the 6th inning. He's 2 out of 3. Has hit in all 14 games this season, and 18 overall going back to the Final 4 last year. He looks at strike 2. That was on the outside edge. Cantu didn't think so. Plate umpire Dana DeMuth, the crew chief here. Marlins down to our left. Here comes the 0-2 to Jorge. He swings, gets on top of it, pulls a foul ball over to the netting that protects the Marlins dugout at the railing there. 0-2 on Cantu, who's now batting .309. 28-year-old waits. Brandon Lyon gets ready. Here's his pitch, and Cantu swings, misses, strike 3. Lyon got him with a breaking ball. A 1-2-3-8 for Lyon. Now the Astros come to bat in a 4-4 tie here in Houston. Bottom of the 8th we go on the Marlins Radio Network. Tim Wood back out there for this, the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll face Hunter Pence, Pedro Feliz, and J.R. Tolles. Each time that the Marlins scored a run through the first 6 innings of the game, the Astros kept coming back, pecking away with a run here and a run there. And then finally Houston scored a run bottom of the 7th inning to tie the game at 4. Pitch is low to Hunter Pence, ball 1. Hunter Pence, a good talent, hit 25 home runs last year. Has won so far this year. He, along with several of his teammates, getting off to a very slow start with the bats. Jeff told you earlier, the Astros as a team, a poor start to the season offensively. 2-0 pitch on the way. Pence swings and he hits a line shot down the left field line. It's going to go to the corner. It's a fair ball. Pence flying around second. He'll hold up right there with a double. And the go-ahead run is out there at second base to open up the bottom of the 8th inning, and Pedro Feliz will be the batter. Well, so far not a good night for Tim Wood. Feliz is 0 for 3. And 10 for 48 to start the season, hitting .208. Right-hand batter. Wood to the plate. And it's high. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes. A team that is last in the majors in runs. Coming back time and time again tonight to put something on the board and stay in this. And here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they've got a chance to take the lead. Ball 1 and strike 1 now to Feliz. Pitch on the way. A swing here and a base hit out into left field. That'll put Astros at first and third. Nobody out. Back-to-back hits. That's 3 hits now allowed by Tim Wood.
We haven't mentioned his name yet tonight, but if the Astros do grab the lead here, the man they would call on to try to close it out, the former Marlin, Matt Lindstrom, now closing for these Astros. He's up in the bullpen.
Pinto is up in the Marlins bullpen, and I was going to say there's somebody else up, but it's not. It's bullpen catcher Pierre Arsenault. Well, the Marlins right-hander Tim Wood in trouble here. First and third. Randy St. Clair out to talk to Wood and to Baker. And the other 4 members of the infield listening in. Cantu, Ugla, Ramirez, and Helms. So, a great opportunity for the Astros now. Tolles is 2 out of 3. Came into the game hitting .174. He went 2 for 3 against Chris Volstad, knocking in a pair of runs. He knocked in their second run in the second inning. He knocked in their third run in the 6th inning. Tolles, who is Justin Richard Tolles, 26 years old, out of Crosby, Texas. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul ball ripped down the left side. Nothing in 1 on Tolles. Crosby just northeast of Houston, just about a Houston suburb. Here's the 0-1, and that ball is hammered down the left field line, but foul. Strike 2 to J.R. Tolles. Nothing in 2. The Marlins have Cantu on the bag at first. The rest of the infield plays in, but not all the way in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's a huge out for Tim Wood. That strikeout of J.R. Tolles, 1 out now, and a double play ball could get him out of this mess. Kaz Matsui coming up for the first time, and he hasn't been hitting, and he's lost his job starting at second base. He's got to hit to win it back. And it may take even more than that. Keppinger into the game hitting at .371. Matsui just 2 hits in 21 at-bats. This is his first trip to the plate since coming into the game. And the pitch to Matsui shows bunt, takes low and outside. That brought Helms racing in from third. 1 out. Matsui looks at Dave Clark, the third base coach. He goes through the signs. Watching from first base, the coach over there, Bobby Meacham. Marlins fans will remember Bobby Meacham was on Joe Girardi's coaching staff with the Marlins. First and third. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. No, Wood steps off, steps toward third, then spins around, looks at first. That's interesting how that's one of the oldest moves in baseball. Step toward third with runners first and third, and then look at first. There's a bunt, first base side. Up with it, Cantu. Tags the runner going by. The run scores from third. Hunter Pence is home with the go-ahead run. It's 5-4 Houston. Safety squeeze. Matsui picks up the RBI. Play made unassisted by Jorge Cantu. Jason Michaels will pinch hit. Feliz took second on that play. Second run charge to Tim Wood. 5-4 Houston. Here's the pitch to Jason Michaels. It's low and inside, and ball 1. In the last inning, as was the case in this inning, the leadoff hitter reached base for the Astros, and each time that runner scored. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul at the plate. Jason Michaels, a veteran. He has 3 hits in 12 at-bats. As a pinch hitter, he is 1 out of 3. He's pinch hitting here in the 9th spot. Eighth inning of play, and Lindstrom gets ready to take on the Marlins in the 9th. Here's the pitch. Michaels swings, drives the ball high and deep to left. Is it fair or foul? It is a fair ball. It's gone. It's a 2-run home run for Jason Michaels. 7-4 Astros. Here's Michael Bourne. Michael's second home run of the year. The pitch to Bourne, and it's high and outside. And for the Houston Astros, their first pinch hit home run of the season.
Their first 7-run game of the season.
The pitch outside and a ball. .28 runs in a dozen games, 7 here tonight. Called strike. So Tim Wood has given up 4 runs on 4 hits. An inning and 2/3. The pitch is low. 3 balls and a strike to Michael Bourne. A pitch on the way and a called strike. Here's a 3-2. Swing and a line drive right at Maben. He's got it. Bourne hit it hard, but lines out to Cameron Maben for the 3rd out. A 3-run 8th inning for the Astros on 3 hits, including a 2-run pinch hit homer by Jason Michaels. On to the 9th we go. Lindstrom comes on to take on his former teammates, and the Astros have a 7-4 lead. This is the Marlins Radio Network. Matt Lindstrom, who pitched for the Marlins in 2007, 8, and 9. Out there now for the Astros to try to close this out. Matt Lindstrom, during the course of his career, 20 saves as a Marlin, including 15 last year before he was injured and then eventually lost the closer's job to Leo Nunez. And Lindstrom now pitching. And Dan Uggla, John Baker, and Cody Ross will bat. Lindstrom making his 6th appearance. No decisions. He has saved 2 games. The Astros have 3 wins. He has 2 saves. Pitches high and in to Uggla, who had to spin and get out of there. 13 innings of work. Check that. 5 innings of work for Lindstrom. He has 8 strikeouts and hasn't walked a batter. 1-0 coming up to Dan Uggla. And he gets a strike in there. And he got that strike in at 96 miles an hour.
Remember, the Marlins acquired Matt from the Mets, and every time we ever went into New York, I remember Matt talking about how much it meant him to pitch against his former team, how much he wanted to do well. And remember how well he always pitched against the Mets, a 1.96 ERA. In 26 games. Now he pitches against his other former team.
1-1 is low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. He threw Uggla the slider. And he was quoted coming into this series as saying he was really looking forward to pitching against the Marlins.
It's not because there's any bad blood. It's because they're people you know. They know you. You want to do well against those folks.
And it's that competitive desire. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball, sending the shortstop to his left. Keppinger gets it, throws to first for the out, 1 away. And Dan Uggla's 0 for 4 on the night. So, Brandon Lyon's game to win. Tim Wood's game to lose. Lyon worked the perfect 8th. And Lindstrom out there trying to save this for the Astros' 4th win of the season. And this will be one, Glenn, I'm sure the Marlins will look at as one that got away. The pitch and a called strike.
They had chances to pile on early. They weren't able to do it. They let the Astros hang around. You've got a hungry team that's feeling better about itself after a good weekend in Chicago, coming home to start a 9-game homestand. They get Berkman back. They were feeling good, and they finished strong here tonight.
The 0-1 pitch is low, and the Marlins should have been feeling good.
Yeah,
coming
right.
out of Philadelphia, taking 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. And in particular, looking at the way things went in the Ricky Nolasco Saturday game, and then Nate Robertson's Sunday game, and the terrific work by the bullpen. John Baker 1 out of 3, and the pitch. Just missed outside. 2-1 the count on Bake. And I know that Freddie will have his reasons, and he will not dodge the issue, but there is going to be a line of questioning that will have to do with Tim Wood staying out there as long as he stayed out there.
As fresh as his bullpen was.
There's a ground ball, base hit through the right side, and the Marlins have a base runner. But now the Marlins are down by 3. 7-4 Houston here in the 9th inning. Cody Ross will bat. He's 0 for 3. I mean, in the first inning that Wood worked, he gave up the hit and the walk. We talked about it at the time, and then eventually a run in the inning. So he went back out. That was a mild surprise that he went back out. But the fact that he got to stay after back-to-back hits, including a double and a single in the 8th inning, that he stayed after that, that was a surprise. But Freddie, knowing Freddie, he will have a reason for that. So we'll find out. First pitch, ball 1 to Cody Ross. Teams are even in hits, 9 aside. Here's the pitch. And a big chopper to the first baseman, Berkman, steps on the bag. 2 down. Baker goes to second on the play. Cody is out. He's 0 for 4 on the night. Ugla, Baker, and Ross, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 2 for 12 on the night. And the 2 belong to Baker. Here is Wes Helms with Baker at second and 2 down. And the Astros fans now with a chance to see something for the first time this year. A win. Zone. West swings and lines the ball out into left center to drive in a run. Helms makes a turn. He'll hold up there at first base. What an at-bat turned in by Wes Helms. A base hit to knock in the run to make it a 7-5 game, and the tying run comes to the plate. An 11-pitch at-bat. 10? Oh, I thought he was at 10. Oh, did you say the next pitch?
The next one will be number 10, yep. That was number 10.
So it was number 10, okay.
What an at-bat.
So a 10-pitch at-bat. Yeah, just a great at-bat. Got a mound conference. Brad Arnsberg going out to give Matt Lindstrom a breather as much as anything. You know that, the adrenaline is really flowing at a high rate with Matt Lindstrom, who wants this badly. And he just had that toe-to-toe confrontation with Matt Helms. And Arnsberg went out to give him a breather. So Gabby Sanchez. Pinch hitting here in the 9th with 2 outs. Boy, this job's not tough enough at any time. 2 outs in the 9th against a guy that's throwing almost 100 miles an hour. Gabby stands in. And here's the first pitch to him. He takes a pitch, and it's a strike. Gabby's hitting .279 to start the year. 12 hits, 43 at-bats, including 6 doubles and a home run. Helms at first base. Here's the pitch to Gabby. Swing and a miss on the slider. Ball was dropped by the catcher. 2 strikes on Gabby. Matt Lindstrom has only ever faced 2 of the Marlins, Wes Helms and Ronnie Paulino. He's up against Gabby Sanchez here. 0-2 coming up to Sanchez. Lindstrom's pitch. Swing and a chopper slowly hit to the right side. Charged by Matsui. Picks it up. Throws to first just in time to end the ball game. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. The Marlins made a run at it. but this one got away. And the Astros win 7-5, their first home victory and their fourth win in 13 games. And they take the first game of this 3-game series 7-5. Back with the totals in a moment on the Marlins Radio Network. Back here for a look at the totals on the game. First of all, for Houston, 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 6 left. For the Marlins, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 4 left. The winning pitcher, Brandon Lyon, 1-1. The losing pitcher, Tim Wood, 0-1. And a save for Matt Lindstrom, his third. Time of the game was 2 hours and 41 minutes. 24,135 on hand at Minute Maid Park. A 7-5 win for the Astros over the Marlins. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Simple Green. Use biodegradable, non-toxic Simple Green to keep your gear clean. Simple Green cleans at the speed of light. Well, to select the Stanley Tools 5-tool player of the game, there are several candidates. Even for the Marlins, Chris Coghlan, who was mired in that 1-for-31 slump, came out and got a couple of hits, scored a run, knocked in a run, and stole a base tonight for the Marlins. Jorge Cantu extended his hitting streak to 14 games, 18 over 2 seasons. He hit a home run for the Marlins. Cameron Maben had a good night in center field again, had a hit and scored a run. But on the Astros side, here's a team that wasn't scoring any runs, wasn't hitting, and they went out and scored 7 runs on 9 hits the night that Lance Berkman, their leader, came back to the lineup and came to the lineup for the first time this season, having undergone knee surgery in March. Lance Berkman came back. He did drive in a couple of runs tonight with 2 ground ball outs on the infield, but he also doubled. But his mere presence seemed to pick up the Astros, give them a lift, and they win the ball game 7-5. Lance Berkman is the Stanley Tools 5-tool player of the game. The Astros have now won 4 of 5 after losing 8 straight to start this season, and their record is now 4 wins, 9 losses. The Marlins, after taking 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia, lose game 1 of this series. First game of series, tough time for the Marlins. They are now 8-6 with this loss tonight, and there are some things going on as far as the standings are concerned, and you'll get caught up on that on our post-game coming up. But the Philadelphia Phillies had a game seemingly put away against the Atlanta Braves. Guess what happened in Atlanta? Well, Geff is going to tell you about it next, among all the other games and scores and highlights of this one and more coming up. Final score again, Astros 7 and the Marlins 5. Starting pitchers Chris Volstad and Brett Myers not involved in the decision. Myers gave up 4 runs. Volstad gave up 3. Tomorrow night, the Marlins will look to bounce back, and they will have Josh Johnson on the hill against Bud Norris. And then Anibal Sanchez goes against Felipe Polino in the Thursday game before the team heads to Denver. Tonight, the Astros win 7-5. Dave Van Horn saying so long from Texas.